This is the story of the friendship of two boys named Martin and Brad. And you won't believe how disturbing it becomes as the story progresses.
Hey Brad, what do you think about what happened at your sister's birthday party?
Well, it was a bit exaggerated, but at the same time very funny, I think.
Yes, I think so too. And do you remember when your sister tripped and fell on the grass?
Yes, I remember. Although she was very angry about what happened and threw a tantrum like a little girl.
Yes, I remember that. They did look angry. I just hope that doesn't happen again.
Hey Martin, will we be friends forever? I'm just worried that our paths will separate us and we will forget about our friendship.
What are you talking about, Brad? We will always be friends, forever and ever. There is no need to worry about the future. It is best to live in the present.
Yes, I think you're right, Martin. I shouldn't worry so much about the future. I just have to live in the present as best as possible.
And speaking of the present, what do you think we should do now, Brad?
I don't know. Maybe we could go for a walk for a while. Does that seem okay to you, Martin?
I think it's a good idea. Let's go for a walk in the park and see if we find something interesting.
It's okay. After all, we are best friends.
Well, our best friends always find a way to be together in any circumstance, right? They know that their friendship has its flaws, but it also has its strengths. That's why they help and support each other. Friendships like Martin and Brad's overcome any barriers that come their way, although not all barriers can be overcome. It seems that Martin's life is at stake, but Brad wouldn't realize this, but sooner or later he would. And the reason for this is still unknown.
What? What happened here? Why do these things always happen to me? Because you did it, Martin. You said that our friendship was not going to separate our paths, but it seems I was wrong to listen to you, right? I just wanted to be happy with my best friend. But fate does not want us to be close to each other. I just can't understand why Martin would take his life. Why Martin? Why?
I did it for you, Brad. I was always a burden to you.
After Martin's death, Brad would never be the same again. He just couldn't stand it that someone so ruthless would kill his best and only friend. That would be a trauma that would mark him for the rest of his life, even after death. The death of a loved one is something that hurts a lot. But in Brad's case, it is something that would turn into something very disturbing and bad for everyone. Simply worrying, isn't it?
guilty about all this. I will find a way to see you again, Martin. After several weeks, Brad couldn't contain himself and left this world. However, he would somehow return from the dead as a demon of great power. Within a month, that creature that used to be Brad would destroy towns and villages, hurting and ending the lives of many innocent people in search of revenge. Now Brad has become a lost soul, condemned to wander the world of the living looking for his best friend. Brad had become a diabolical creature of revenge and resentment, finishing off anyone who stood in his way. Some people think Brad is just a legend to scare people, but others believe that Brad would be wandering around the world of mortals, waiting to meet his late friend. There are some who fear running into that monster. But there are others who seek a way to send him back to the hell from which he came, seeking revenge against a demonic creature in honor of those who died at the hands of BradDemon. However, Brad seems to have other plans to find Martin. After a few weeks, Brad would be able to meet Martin again. They were both so happy to see each other. However, one day Brad had to travel, and he didn't want to leave Martin alone, so he asked a friend of his from hell to take care of him and his Ahusen. But sooner or later, he would realize that this was a serious mistake. Well, that supposed friend of Brad had other plans with Martin.
Yeah,